Alright, what's up guys? So we had a wild day in crypto yesterday. We had Ether topping 2,000 for the first time since April. And then we had Bitcoin reaching an 18-month high, right around 38,000. So I'll just read you a few of these headlines, and then we'll look at the price action and so forth. So Ether rallies as BlackRock filing spurs ETF bets. BlackRock's Ethereum ETF plan is confirmed in Nasdaq filing. And Bitcoin and Ether rally on ETF optimism, sparking hope of a crypto spring. All right, so let's go to the overall prices this morning. It's Friday, November 10th, 2023. So Bitcoin, it peaked, and if we go directly to the Bitcoin chart here over the past 7 days, so we had it sitting at 35,000. It was going sideways. Started making that little rally up to 36,000, and then boom, right after I did that video yesterday in the morning, it just shot up on that news, on that Ethereum BlackRock ETF news, and we peaked here right at basically 38,000. It's 37.9. I saw 37.999 on some exchanges, so basically right at 38. And then in that video I did yesterday, I said wait for the pullback, right? Because it's always going to take this giant step up, but then it's going to pull back a little bit or go sideways, a little bit of a pullback. Well, you got a pretty quick pullback on Bitcoin. Actually, the altcoins pulled back a lot faster and a lot harder. But Bitcoin basically went from 38 down to 36.4 then relatively quick. So, it shot up, but then it pulled back. It did actually a pretty big, I mean, not a big pullback, but a pretty, decent sized pullback down to 36.4. And then, basically crawled back up to around 37. That's where we're sitting at now. Now Ethereum, let's jump into the Ethereum chart. So this is the Ethereum chart over the past 7 days. And, it's like basically doing the same thing as Bitcoin, 1,800 to 1,900. And then it just jumped on the news to, let's see what it peaked at here. So 21.28, yeah, right around 21.30, you could say, and is sitting at basically 20.78 this morning. So let's go back to the main chart here so we can just look at some of the other coins here. So XRP not doing much during this. You have it down actually 5% in the last 24 hours, while Ethereum's up 8%. You have Solana, which has been hot this week. It's up 25% in the past 7 days. That's a big number to look at, but even bigger, Chainlink down here making a huge move in the past 7 days. It's up 35%. And Polygon as well. And I did a video on Polygon as well on my channel yesterday, and they're releasing a new token, POL. So you guys should go check that out. Make sure you're subscribing for that. And I appreciate you guys for doing that, by the way. So yeah, you have a few altcoins making some big moves here, but overall you have a lot of positive momentum in this market. And let's just read this. Let's just read the story. Let's go to the CoinDesk story first. So BlackRock's Ethereum ETF plan is confirmed in Nasdaq filing. The world's largest asset manager has already made waves by seeking to list a Bitcoin ETF. So not only have they, are seeking to get the Bitcoin ETF, but now they're also, this just really just, confirms that it's going to be Bitcoin number one, Ethereum number. This is how the crypto market is shaping up, whether you like it or not. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that don't think Bitcoin's number one or don't think that Ethereum is the number two. Well, guess what? They are. Bitcoin is the number one. Ethereum is number two. That's how the crypto market has eventually been shaping up for at least half a decade. So that's basically what it is, and this is just basically further confirming that. So following the news, ETH's price surged to its highest level of the day near 2,100, up about 3% versus just before the filing came out. It later gave back about half that gain, though it remains up about 8 or 9% versus 24 hours earlier. The company's plan was revealed in a filing by Nasdaq, the U.S. exchange, where BlackRock will seek to list the product, which will need regulatory approval. Earlier Thursday, it emerged that the corporate entity iShares Ethereum Trust had been registered in the state of Delaware. iShares is the name of BlackRock's ETF division. BlackRock has already made waves in crypto by seeking to list a Bitcoin ETF, the sort of easy-to-trade product that could dramatically broaden access to crypto to average investors. CEO Larry Fink has become a vocal supporter of crypto, reversing his previous skepticism. According to the filing, U.S.-based crypto exchange Coinbase would be the custodian for the Ether held by the product, while an unnamed third party would hold its cash. So that's bullish on Coinbase. I think Coinbase was up big in the stock market as well yesterday, and that's probably the reason why. That's way bullish for Coinbase as a stock. BlackRock, because everybody always talks about, Binance, FTX, when FTX was big. And by the way, I watched a good documentary on that. Bloomberg actually did a good documentary on the FTX, so you guys should check that out. But yeah, BlackRock also has a market surveillance pact with Coinbase. Such surveillance sharing agreements appears to be key to getting such ETFs approved by the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission, the SEC. The filing appeared to try and preempt possible SEC objections to the surveillance sharing aspect, saying BlackRock believes the prices for CME Group's Ether futures, and there are already ETFs that hold those, closely matched spot ETF prices. Either CME surveillance can detect spot market fraud that affects both futures, ETFs, and spot exchange-traded products, or that surveillance cannot do so for either type of product, the filing said. Having approved ETH futures ETFs in part on the basis of such surveillance, the Commission has clearly determined that CME surveillance can detect spot market fraud that would affect spot ETPs, and the sponsor thus believes that it must also approve spot ETPs on that basis. So it sounds like they have some kind of system that could detect fraud, and that's part of the reason why it's getting the approval. So there you have it. There's the update, and that's why the market's going crazy, and the market cap's up to 1.46 trillion. So it's still way down from the 3 trillion I think peak that we hit at the top of the market. It's about half of that. So take that for what it is. But I do think we have about 1 year. So we have about a half a year to the halving, and then we have, like I said, so I think we get a little rally, and then we have a sell-off before the halving, and then, this time next year, November into December, end of the year is when we have the big time rally for the holidays next year. And I'm going to stick to that timeline. So if you're subscribed to this channel, you could hold me to that, and we'll see how that holds up next year. So, but that is the timeline, and I recommend doing small daily buys, whatever you could do. Dollar cost average, that's the best strategy. Don't try to time it or trade it. But like I said, I would buy on down days. So we've been riding. So you did get a little bit of a pullback yesterday, but I would say because it's still sitting at 37 where it was basically when I did that video yesterday. So it did shoot up to 38, but it came back down. But I said in that video that Bitcoin would hit this 37 to 40. I said up to 40 territory. And then I think you'll get, maybe a retracement back to 30, to lower 30s, 33, 34, 35, before we start seeing some maybe, more positive action. But I do think you have a little bit of a cool-off period after today. So we'll see. But maybe not, because, this is big news for Ethereum. Definitely big news for the crypto. It's just more bullish. It's more reason to not be scared about crypto anymore, in my opinion. It's more reason to say, what, the big money guys are putting, they're getting their money in this, and this stuff's not going away. So, I understand when you have a large sum of money and it's risky and things move quick, you could lose a lot of money quick. So, for the smaller players who are trying to make large gains with these small altcoins, if you don't have that much money right now, because I know a lot of us don't, because we got clobbered in this economy over the past couple of years. So I think that's the situation for most people in crypto. And then, if you do have a lot more money to throw around, I probably would just throw it into more safer, Bitcoin, Ethereum, type of stuff. But anyways, that's my opinion. If you found any value in this video, hit that like button, do me that favor, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.